Hey everybody, so hopefully you can hear that weird noise. It's coming from the front of this 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Doing 56 miles an hour and you got this weird bee buzzing noise. So I think I know what's causing that. So when it gets light out again, we'll tear into this thing and fix it. Alright, got the vehicle in the garage. I had to rearrange half of it. So this is where I think the problem is on this, what they call the cowl panel here. So I don't know if you can see all the way down there, kind of like dead center. Let's see if I can zoom you guys in. This one's so bad the rubber is actually disintegrating. You know, if I touch it, it just comes apart. See that? Just flaking off like that. So this thing is past its prime. I do have a new part, brand new. It was actually kind of funny because to get this part, they wanted like a crazy amount to ship it. I remember one vendor wanted $300 to ship this $200 part. Even $200 for this part is crazy, but I guess it is what it is, right? Times are tough. So I'll leave the part number and a link to it in the description. It's looking at the part number, it looks like it has been revised several times. So I'm guessing they've had a number of problems with this. So let's get the hood open and the wipers off. First things first, we got to get the wipers off. So for that, I'm going to use my trim stick. There we go. I'm going to spray some penetrating oil on there just to make it easier on myself. And that nut is a 15 millimeter. See if we have any luck doing this. Oh yeah, it's not that tight at all. Still came off easy. Now let's see if we can get the wiper arm off. I just realized you guys saw none of that, so I'll let you watch this one. Just kind of have to fight with it a little bit. Get a little pry bar. Maybe we can use this. There. Down. Down there. Was able to find a puller. Figure might as well, right? I'll see if I can find one of these online. Leave you guys a link in the description if this does end up helping. There we go. And they do have little white marks in the windshield that mark where the blades have to go. So at least you know how to get them back on. Alright, hopefully you guys can see this okay. Got you up on the roof of the vehicle. Now we're going to work on this corner right here. This is where the trim stick should come in handy. Just got to work these plastic clips out. If you break them, it's not the end of the world because we're replacing this whole thing. There's one. Two. What I'm doing is I'm just pushing down. I'll show you there's a little tab that you have to depress for these things to come out. But even sometimes then they don't want to come out, so. Yeah, it got bent backwards. Let me show you what these look like. So this is that tab I was telling you about. You got to push that back or push this tab down to depress that clip. Going to do the same thing on this side. This is the passenger side. One. I realize you guys maybe can't see this. My hand's in the way, but. I think that one got broken. There we go. All right, so all three of those are out. Okay, next step is to lift up this little plastic seal here. And you can see that cowl panel just kind of sits in here. As you can see here, here, and here. So we're getting loose now. Maybe one more clip on either side now that I'm looking at it. Let's see. Really shouldn't be anything else holding it at this point. I checked both sides and no more clips. There are clips underneath here and they might be affixed still. Let's try. Oh, there we go. So all I did was lift and rotate slightly. Get this old one out of the way. What do you think? Should we do a side-by-side comparison, see if they changed anything obvious? Why not? We're going to skip the comparison because the part numbers are exactly the same. So the part should be exactly the same, in theory. So this is the new one. Let's get this thing situated up in there. Still can't get over how expensive this thing was. I'm going to run a towel just along the sealing edge of the windshield just before we install this thing. Look at all that crud that came out of there. It's pretty gross. Go over it one more time. Beautiful. So we have to get this down in the groove here, like so. There's little tabs on either side that go into a groove. And they give you this little tape here, and it's got a tail on it. I'm going to pull that tail up and out of the way. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull that tail once this thing is all hooked in here. All right, so the tail's right here. See it? It's going to go around the hood and bump in those latches that you saw, or those clips. There we go. We're all nice and seated there. And so then we can just pull on this tape. And that creates a nice tight seal there. Same thing on this side. So there's our little tail there. And just pull the tape. That should give us a nice tight seal. You want that clip right there to be lodged into the body. You got the 3 clips up there plus that adhesive tape. You have this, that right there. That needs to be hooked into the body as well. And you have your 3 clips plus adhesive up there. And you have a whole bunch of like metallic clips all along there as well. So that thing's pretty secure. So let's finish buttoning up under here. We'll put the wipers back on. All right, now when reinstalling your wipers, you notice there are these little white marks in the windshield. One right here. That's how you know how to orient your wipers. So put the wiper on, line it up approximately with that. There's another one over here, I believe. I don't think it has to be like super exact. Good enough. Put a nut on. And torque to 100 foot-pounds. No, I'm just kidding. Do not torque it to 100 foot-pounds. These were not very tight, so I'm just going to snug them up. Good enough. Okay, the mark on this one is right here. And we'll just snug it down. Alrighty, I think that makes this repair now complete. So, tools needed, 15mm socket, ratchet. You might need some trim sticks. You could probably get away with using a screwdriver if you're really, really careful. I'll try to leave a link to this trim kit that I use here in the description. It's an old one. I'm not sure if they make it anymore, but I'll do my best. And yeah, this is a pretty easy repair. This probably would have taken me 15-20 minutes if I wasn't filming it. I don't know how long this video is, maybe 20 minutes long? I don't know. So now let's test to make sure the wipers work okay, they don't collide or anything weird like that. I'm not going to take it for a test drive. My wife is going to do that. And I'm sure she will report back if there are any problems. That's why I love her. Let's give the wipers a try. Oh, and don't let me forget to show you guys what it looks like, what the old one looks like. Seemed to work okay. Let's take a look at the old part now. You can really see how bad it is here. You can see the plastic, the rubber's all cracked there. And it's all split, just from sun exposure. Welcome to South Florida. It's the price we pay for living in paradise. All right, folks, I think that's going to do it. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Replacing the cowl panel, the windshield is really not that difficult. You saw it was just basic hand tools and not much to it. So again, 15mm socket. You may need a windshield washer puller. I think a battery terminal puller will also work. And just some basic hand tools, some trim stick. You can get away with just a screwdriver. And hopefully this video helps. If it did, please stay safe. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.